Guess where 17 years of work has got you? Nowhere. You worked, you saved, you left the money sitting there, trusting that it's safe, and your bank has been quietly laughing at you. I'm going to show you what that's actually cost you in real numbers, why the next few months could be even worse, and what you can do about it. Hi, I'm Matt. I did 15 years in finance, and I'm CFA qualified. And this is what you're not told. Let's go. The UK median salary in 2025 was just over £39,000 a year, up 55% from April 2008. Sounds all right. Until you look at inflation over the same period, nearly 61%, which means the median salary now earns less than it did 17 years ago. The median salary now needs to be $41,400 just to stand still. So your wages have betrayed you. What about your savings? UK households collectively hold around 900 billion in easy access savings accounts of wide varying interest rates that you'd be getting. Let's take £5,000. Sitting in your bank savings account since January 2009, if you'd earned the full Bank of England base rate on that money every single year, which is already being generous, you'd have about £6,240 today. All right, not bad. Except inflation since 2009 has been 61.65%, meaning to be able to buy the same amount of stuff as you could in January 2009, you actually need about £8,080 today. You needed £8,080, you've got £6,240, so you're over £1,800 short. And that's the best case, because that assumed that the bank paid you the full Bank of England rate the entire time. It didn't, I can tell you that. The financial regulator reviewed the 9 biggest banks and found that when the Bank of England raised rates sharply by over 4 percentage points in total, your easy access savings account went up by just over 1%. Less than a third of the increase you should have got was actually passed on to you. So your £5,000 barely moved in cash terms, and in real terms, inflation adjusted, what it can actually buy you, you've lost closer to £2,600. It feels safe, but it's worth much less than it used to be. And that's the point. It's invisible and you don't notice it. For 17 years, the UK middle salary has barely kept pace with inflation. And over that whole period of time, your hard graft meant you becoming poorer. Cost running faster than your earnings. And the money you managed to save, quietly losing purchasing power every single day, earning a rate nowhere near what it should have done. Less coming in, worth less when you save it. This is why you feel it every time you go shopping. All this because you follow the default path. And the default was designed by people who benefit when you don't do anything. Banks like it when you don't ask questions. They earn more money when you don't do anything. When rates rise and you don't move your money. The financial regulator said so themselves. Your inertia is their profit. And here's the part that should really sting. You need your savings to return another 30% from here just to get back to where you were in 2009 in real terms. And that's assuming you've been earning the full Bank of England base rate the whole time, which you probably haven't. So in reality, you need more like 50%. 50% just to break even, not even to get ahead, not to grow your wealth, just to get back to where you started. Do you still think doing nothing is a safe option? So why doesn't your bank tell you any of this? Because they don't have to, and it's not in their interest to. When you leave money sitting in a low-rate easy access account, the bank takes your deposit and lends it out at a much higher rate. The difference between what they pay you and what they charge the borrowers is their profit. The financial regulator's own analysis showed that bank profitability on cash savings spiked sharply in 2022 and 2023, exactly when interest rates were rising the fastest and savers were being paid the least. This is not a coincidence. They're not going to volunteer information that costs them money, and it's about to get worse. Inflation has been falling from a peak of 11% in late 2022, came back down to about 3%. But it hasn't gone away. And there's a reason to think it's heading back up, especially in 2026. The US and Iran are having a bit of a spat, and Iran happens to be one of the world's largest oil producers. So when the Middle East destabilises, energy prices move up. Petrol goes up. Household gas bills likely to follow later this year. But it doesn't stop there. Fertiliser costs feed directly into food production. Fertiliser prices have already jumped by 50% since the war began. Your energy bill, your petrol, your food shop, all of it going up, meaning your salary and your savings effectively take yet another hit. The Iran impact hasn't fed through yet, but it's coming, trust me. Some forecasters expect inflation could breach the 5% number by autumn. So if you want to understand how this is going to hit your mortgage, I've covered that in another video. Link above. This is where most people get things wrong. When people think about risk and money, they think about investing. Putting money into something that could go down, losing it, that all feels too risky. And sitting in a savings account, that feels safe. Here's the problem with that thinking though. Risk isn't just what you can lose, risk is also what you're quietly losing already. Visible risk, your investment drops 20% and you can see it on the screen. Invisible risk, your real savings drop 40% over 17 years, but you can't see it. One of those feels scary, one of them doesn't. But we've just shown you which one actually costs you more. If you don't have a clear financial goal, then I hope at the most basic level, you want to be able to buy the same amount of goods in the future as you can today. Sadly, for millions of people, that reality just won't happen. The question isn't whether to take risk, you're already taking it. Every single day you leave money in that account, you're making a choice. You're just not calling it that. Which do you prefer? Visible risk, where you have an increasing chance of coming out ahead the longer you leave it, or invisible risk, where you have an almost guaranteed chance of lagging behind the longer you leave it. I'm telling you that doing nothing is not a safe option you think it is. It never was. You now know what's actually been happening to your money. You know why it feels like you're falling behind, and you know that doing nothing is not the safe option. It never was. So what do you actually do about it? I'm not going to stand here and tell you to dump all your money in the stock market. That is not what this video is about. But I am going to tell you there is a middle ground between your current account and the stock market that millions of people in this country are completely ignoring. It's called a cash ISA, an individual savings account. An account the government created specifically to help protect your money from tax while it grows. If you don't have one, open one right now and transfer your bank savings to your cash ISA. Not only will you likely earn a higher savings rate, but depending on how much you have in the savings account, you could also save money from the tax man, which everyone wants to do. You don't need to be wealthy to open one. You don't need to know anything about investing. You just need to know it exists, open one, and fund it. You worked, you saved, your wages barely kept pace, your savings fell behind, and nobody told you because, let's be honest, there's no money in it. That changes today. In my next video, I'm going to show you the best cash ISA out there at the moment, how much you can put in, how much you can transfer to it, whether it's fixed or flexible. No jargon, no complexity. If that sounds like something you need, then it probably is. And that video is up next. How have you felt the effects of inflation? Have you noticed you can't buy the same things that you used to? Are you confused about what you should do with your savings? Drop a comment below. I'll read every single one. You might be surprised at how many people are in exactly the same boat as you. And if this video gave you something to think about, then share it with someone who needs to hear it, because the chances are you know at least one person whose money is doing the same as yours, and they have no idea. I'll see you in the next one.